UAE-IL Tech Zone is a first-of-a-kind platform and community that bridges people and technologies between the UAE and Israel. So to hear more about it, with us now here in the studio is Noa Gastfeund. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for inviting me.
Co-founder of that. What are we talking about?
Yeah, so basically you said right. So it's a community and platform we launched 3 years ago, just after the accord signed, with the understanding that someone needs to bridge the amazing two tech ecosystems. We're doing only tech. So basically we're bridging cultures, people and business through technology. For us it's a lot easier because this is our background. We're coming from ecosystem collaboration, bridging culture within Israel through tech. So for us it was just to scale our skills.
So who's exactly behind it?
Yeah, so we are 3 co-founders. Startup Nation Central is our founding members, and we have some other founding members that joined us on day 1 or day 2, basically. It's a private initiative that's backed by a lot of government entities, because we are kind of doing diplomacy as well. We are bridging startups, VCs, investors, and everyone that on this intersection and willing to learn more and to collaborate on this intersection, basically.
Right. So you've mentioned governments. I wanted to ask you, what's the difference between the private sector in this and governments? Because there's a lot of cooperation and events and so on between the governments as well.
Yeah, of course. So when everything is good, so we are leveraging on government relationship, but I think on the civilian level and the people-to-people aspects on the private sector, we need to advance as much as we can, because government will always collaborate on their level, and if we want to build something for the long term and sustainable, so we need to make sure that the people on the ground that actually doing business and willing to do business are very much familiar with each other, familiar with the structure, how to do business, and to educate them as well about that. It's very much important for us.
Can you give me some concrete examples of things that have become, or things that you'd like to?
Yeah, definitely. So we're doing a lot around people-to-people collaboration and business-to-business collaborations, and we have some strategic programs we are now having in place. For example, we are now putting together all the most prominent energy entities from the UAE with Israeli startups these days, in order to let them collaborate and maybe implement some of the technologies. By the way, she mentioned EDIPEC. One of the companies that won the prize was Israeli yesterday, so it's also something that is very much exciting. We are looking to push as much as more collaboration between the two sides, and also to bring delegations, events, and whatever will help to warm up the relationship and collaborations.
Also, physically, to bring people over?
Definitely.
For example, from the Emirates to Israel?
Yeah, exactly.
So you have missions and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I think a lot of them were here for business purposes, and we met them. For example, a few months back, there was a very large cyber security delegation from the Emirates to Israel, and we kind of hosted them and held a very nice event with them, and we're looking to do a lot more around that, also around climate tech, and you mentioned COP, so there are some plans around that to bring delegations from Israel to the UAE and vice versa.
Climate is hot now, huh? I mean, both ways, right?
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot, literally.
Yeah, right. What kind of technologies are...
So everything regarding decarbonization is super hot right now, because as you know, the UAE is trying to reduce everything that related to energy and renewable energy, so they are trying to basically shift into that.
And more Israeli companies are getting into this.
Yeah, it become a very strong vertical, and we see it in place. We actually sitting on meetings, see how the excitement of the UAE entities from the Israeli technologies, and how they see it becoming implemented basically in their day-to-day. So it is a very hot.
This is something common to the whole area. Very hot.
Definitely.
Very hot.
Definitely.
Noa, thank you very much for coming.